Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Adrian Brody's new film, The Brutalist, defies expectations with its breadth of storytelling and classic approach to filmmaking. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The term brutalist refers to a kind of architect whose style grew popular after the 1950s. The focus is on structure and foundation over style. Adrian Brody grounds the film as Laszlo Toth, who escapes the war and arrives on Ellis Island as the film opens. He's hoping to rebuild his life while waiting for his wife Erzsébet, who's played by Felicity Jones, who remains trapped in Budapest hoping for her chance to move to America. Laszlo gets a job working at his cousin's furniture store, which leads to building a home library for a very wealthy client named Harrison Lee Van Buren Sr. Guy Pearce plays Harrison, who at first is furious with the library, but kind of comes around and admires Laszlo's work. He hires Laszlo to then build a massive community center in honor of his late mother. Joe Alwyn and Stacey Martin round out the cast as Harrison's two adult children who have their own opinions on their father's work. Director Brady Corbett co-wrote the film with his wife and collaborator Mona Fastvold. There are very few filmmakers working today who approach their films with the same scope and scale on what Brady Corbett has accomplished with The Brutalist. He's a filmmaker seemingly working from another era, using the Vista Vision format, which is rarely used in this capacity anymore. He tells a sweeping story spanning decades with a runtime of 3.5 hours. There's a prologue, a full opening credits, and an intermission as Corbett takes his time to really tell every aspect of the story. He's unafraid of adhering to modern audiences who need their films flying by at a brisk pace on a streaming service. Now, watching The Brutalist is like reading a really long, dense book full of detail, and you inevitably find yourself engrossed in a really rich, layered story. The film is working on multiple themes, from immigration to art to how these artists and immigrants use their darker parts of their lived experience to really build anew. Structure and foundation could also be applied to how Brady Corbett approached telling this story with his cast and crew. I was struck very early on by Adrian Brody's performance. There's an inner soulful quality to Laszlo, as Brody wisely captures the character's journey throughout the decades that follow him on the story. There's kind of a gentle evolution on screen, as he's someone who has been broken down by the systems at play and doesn't want to be seen as a beggar or someone in need. Brody deeply understands his character, and it's the kind of performance where I can't see anyone else playing him besides Adrian Brody. Guy Pearce's character, Harrison Lee Van Buren, is the antithesis of everything Laszlo is. He's the kind of white, wealthy individual who is surprised by the intellectual conversations that he can have with Laszlo. And that should tell you everything you need to know about the character, and Guy Pearce plays him to perfection, also taking him on kind of a surprising journey throughout the construction of the community center. Daniel Blumberg's score is quiet and effective, with peaceful piano meditating on a sense of optimism. Lowell Crowley's use of the Vista Vision format captures just that wide, expansive look, adding just another layer to the architecture theme. The format is high-resolution variation on 35mm, with only a few cameras left are able to shoot in this way. The Brutalist is a commitment both on-screen and off. Brady Corbett enlisted a dedicated cast and crew with accomplishing a film of this scope in its storytelling and filmmaking. There's a real sense of optimism and tragedy throughout. And much like the films of old Hollywood, The Brutalist moves at a different pace, but it should still sneak up on you if you're willing to just sit back and let it take over you. I'm giving The Brutalist 4.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some other movie reviews, some celebrity interviews, and I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment here on YouTube or on social media at Paul's Movie Trip. What have been some of your favorite movies of 2024? Leave me a note in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Brutalist. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.